Manchester, the world's first industrial city, now making its way in the post-industrial era. But the transition wasn't easy. When traditional industries collapsed, many areas of Manchester were left devastated. Like other cities in the north, Manchester has for decades been starved of funds from central government in the south. Despite this, regeneration has taken place, and a key element is European funding. In this video, we look at 24 projects that have benefited from EU support. Victoria Station, built in the 19th century, has been adapted to the transport trends of the 21st. The new roof and Metrolink stop benefited from a grant of over £10 million from the European Regional Development Fund. Deansgate Castlefield Station, with its vertical garden and greenery, was also renovated from this grant. The European Investment Bank has provided around £500 million in low-interest loans to expand the Metrolink network. Metrolink has been given over £10 million in EU grants. To the northeast of the city centre, with its own tram stop, is Central Park, home of the Sharp project, an innovative base for digital industries. It received £7 million in funding from the European Union. If you visit the Manchester Museum, take a look at the Natural History Gallery. It was supported by a grant from the European Regional Development Fund. The People's History Museum tells the story of the working class movement. It too received a grant from the EU. The Museum of Science and Industry in Castlefield is another beneficiary of EU funds. It received £2 million to redevelop its main building. Manchester University has played a key role in the development of graphene, one of the most exciting scientific developments of recent years. The Graphene Institute was supported by funding from the EU. In fact, it received around £23 million of its £61 million cost from the European Regional Development Fund. EU funding has facilitated many projects at Manchester University. The £350 million recyclable loan fund helped to build the hub at Manchester Science Park. On Oxford Road, the Royal Eye Hospital, with its historic facade, was transformed into a research hub with the help of the EU. At MMU, the now closed Knowledge Action Network supported companies from all over the northwest. Manchester's spinning fields is often compared to London's Canary Wharf or La Défense outside Paris. The innovative XYZ building was funded using money from the recyclable EU loan fund. A new footbridge in Spinningfields provides extra connectivity between the Manchester and Salford sides of the River Irwell. It was funded by £1 million from developer Allied London, £1 million from Salford City Council and £1 million from the European Regional Development Fund. Jodrell Bank is Manchester University's world-famous research centre in the middle of Cheshire, with its iconic dish radio telescope. The new Discovery Centre received an ERDF grant of £1 million towards its £3 million cost. Housed inside Urbis, completed 2001, is the National Football Museum, which reopened here in 2012. It received £3.7 million from the European Regional Development Fund. East Manchester has been transformed from a post-industrial wasteland into a place of sporting, innovation, enterprise and fun. Over £5 million was provided by the EU for the remediation of land and, among other things, the construction of this footbridge over the canal leading to the BMX Centre. And the BMX Centre itself, located next to the velodrome, was built with the help of funding from Europe, as this sign acknowledges. Projects must display a sign if they receive European funds, but not all of them do. Because of this, there is a lack of awareness of just how much EU membership benefits the UK. This is Piccadilly Basin near Piccadilly Station, as it looked in 1998. The sign acknowledges help from the European Community Development Fund in transforming this area. Along Oxford Road there are prominent signs showing the support of the EU in the development of the Oxford Road corridor, including new cycle lanes. In Terminal 1 of Manchester Airport, at the end of the Skylink near the lifts, you'll find this sign acknowledging the help of the EU in the development of the airport's facilities. Not many people are aware of it, but the redesign of Manchester's Exchange Square around 1998 was carried out with the support of funds from the EU. Manchester City Council's improvements to Piccadilly Gardens were carried out with money provided in part by the European Union, as we can see on this now rather weather-beaten sign. EU funding has helped in so many ways to revitalise Manchester. Here, the former churchyard and burial ground, St Michael's Flags, has been turned into a park for the benefit of new residents in this area. And in the Noma district, or Co-op district in the city centre, new landscaping has been created with the help of European funding, as these signs proudly proclaim. And this story is repeated up and down the country. Did people really want to get rid of this substantial, reliable, additional funding that has done so much to improve the lives of people? In the 2016 referendum, Manchester voted Remain, along with Stockport and Trafford. In 2018, people in Manchester and all over the UK are campaigning for the people's vote.